So y'all, I just got pulled up back to the house from my aunt's surprise 60th birthday party, and it was a great event. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I did not mentally prepare myself to be around multiple people after being by myself for over 30 days. Now, yes, I been going to work and stuff like that. That's not, I don't know, it's just something about that and this, what I just experienced today, was totally different. There were a lot of emotions. There was a lot of anxiety. And I cried multiple times. Not many people saw me crying, but I cried multiple times, and I don't want to get emotional on here. But I told y'all I'm going through this journey, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. This stuff is hard, y'all. It's hard when you literally decide that you want to fully walk with Jesus Christ. It is a hard walk. Now, I'm normally a person, like, I won't say much, I try to just smile and move along. And my cousin, I seen him look at me. He was looking at me a couple of times, and I didn't think nothing of it. I'm just like, well, maybe I look awkward. Because there was a time where everybody was all sitting at the tables, and all of the tables, chairs were filled. And so I'm just like, well, I don't know. Everybody just looks like they're talking and they're chatting. So where I sat was like where these two chairs were, and it was like off to the side. And I had ended up, walking outside, standing outside for a minute, looked at like a spiritual video for a quick second, for a few minutes, just to kind of get away. And then I came back in, I sat down, and I was like, let me get back up. And I went into the kitchen, and it was time to like cut the cake and stuff. And so they did that. And my cousin, she was in the kitchen and she was cutting the pieces. So I just kind of went in there and I just kind of stood in the kitchen, like, just to kind of be out the way. And I asked her, I said, because, she's an older cousin. And so I asked her, I said, how are you not overwhelmed? And she said to me, because I don't let it. You do what you can do, and then you let go of the rest. And I was like, okay. And of course, there was more talks and stuff, and while we're talking, I'm just crying. And then she said something about boundaries. And I said, it's so crazy that you're talking to me about boundaries, because I just watched a video, and it's that guy, is it Anthony Paul Mitchell, something like that. I think I'm butchering his name, and I apologize. But the pastor that's going viral for like saying that the church needs to have more messages with conviction, basically. But I think that's his name. He was on a podcast, and he was talking to two younger people, I guess, who was hosting this podcast, and he was talking about boundaries. And he said that Jesus had hundreds of followers, but he only made 12 apostles. And he never apologized to the other people for not making them apostles. And out of those 12 apostles, he only was really intimate and had intimate moments with Peter, John, and James. I think that's right. I might be butchering this up, but y'all get the point. He only had 3 people that he actually told that he was sorrowful for having to go on the cross. And he never apologized to the other 9 for having a closer relationship with the 3. He never apologized for it. And so when she was talking to me and she was talking about boundaries and setting boundaries, I was like, I said, that is so crazy. I literally just heard a video today of a pastor talking about boundaries, how Jesus had boundaries and he wasn't sorry for it. He never apologized for it. Because she was telling me sometimes you have to set boundaries with family members. It's not always the people, the outside people. It's the people that we love the most that we have to set the boundaries with. And we can't feel bad for setting boundaries because sometimes it is too much. And so as her and I were talking, my guy cousin comes up to me and he's like, I've been watching you all night. And I said, yeah, and what did you observe? Trying to, just not make it seem like something was wrong with me. And he says, I'm going to get emotional and I don't want to. But he says, I can see that you are hurting. I can see that. And he said, and I can tell that this pain has been within you for a very long time. And the people around you aren't noticing it. And so he was telling me about his own personal situation and how he had to set boundaries with some people that he loved that's very close to him. And I just burst into tears because here I am talking to my girl cousin and we're talking about the exact same thing, boundaries. And then he comes and then he said some other things like about God wanting him to tell me these certain things, and y'all, I just lost it. I lost it. But the one thing that he did say is that in the midst of all of this, God is with you and he is going to restore you. And I really needed it. I really needed to be around the family that traveled here. I really needed to be around them because it was the certain people that came that has a prayer life. Not to say that other people don't have prayer lives in my family. We all come from the church. We all grew up in a church. We all went to the same church together. But it was the certain people that came I needed to see. I needed to see and I needed to hug each and every one of them. And so, because I'm going to get through this. I'm learning that it's okay to have boundaries. And it's okay to love people from a distance. It really is. It's really okay. Because everybody is human. Nobody is perfect. But when people aren't willing to change, and when people aren't willing to listen when people tell them things that hurt them, or that they're uncomfortable with, or that really change, sometimes you just gotta let people, leave people where they are. Because honestly, I'm not the same girl that I was on January 1st. I'm not. I've been alone, but I've been with God. And I've been learning how to transition myself. And so there's certain things that I just can't and won't do. And with that transition comes boundaries. And so I will be praying on boundaries, learning how to set healthy boundaries for myself. So I guess this is just like a little vent, because I don't know. There's so many things in this video, y'all, and I'm really just trying to keep it together. And I didn't intend for it to be as long as it was, but I believe and trust that I am going to see it through to the end. I keep thinking about Job and all the things that he went through. And even through his journey, he was upset. He was confused. He was all the things that I'm feeling right now. But because he stayed faithful and continued to trust in the Lord, in the end, he was blessed 100-fold. So don't give up. It seems hard, but don't give up. I'm not giving up, because that would be too easy. And I don't want to go back to the life that I used to live. I really don't. But it is hard. And that's just me being honest. That's just me being honest. So I hope this helps somebody. Peace.